Everton 1, Manchester United 0. United have lost to the worst team in the league, other than Norwich, but just fucking diabolical, isn't it? United keep dropping points to everyone we play. We look hopeless, toothless, effortless, and not in a good way. Just awful, isn't it?
We had one job to beat the second worst team in the league at home. They've lost 7 in 9. They won 2 games. Frank Lampard had played 4 different formations in 9 games. No consistency, no clue. And Manchester United couldn't beat him.
Yeah.
Worse than couldn't beat him, they lost to him.
Yeah.
And it was the same story again in a sense of we started okay. Couple of shots on target, couple of chances, fill us with a little bit of hope, thinking we can go and get the first goal. And then Everton score.
Yeah.
Of course, it's literally what they needed. They needed a jammy, deflected goal to lift them at Goodison Park, and it's exactly what they got. And unfortunately, it would come off Harry Maguire, but he was... If you can hear that, by the way...
It's the chucking fucking bricks.
People are just obviously throwing human bodies on the ceiling.
Yeah.
But that's probably more fun than what we watched.
Yeah. United it's just more of the same, innit? It's the same thing we're seeing every week. United don't look like they can be arsed. They're not really capable of doing anything. They don't really have anyone in the box. You know, Ronaldo was playing, but it felt like we didn't have a striker on the pitch. It's just a team that isn't very good and doesn't give a shit. And I'm not saying that, you know, they're not trying or they're not sprinting or whatever, but there's a difference, and it's a massive difference between a team that cares and is motivated and thinks that they're capable of achieving something, and a team that doesn't. The minute differences at the top level make all the difference, because all of these players are great. Everyone on every team in the Premier League is a great footballer. But the difference between the top teams and the top players is consistency and effort and confidence. And we don't have any of those things. United's players aren't consistent, even the good ones. You know, Paul Pogba is a great example of that this season. He's had some world-class games, and he's had some games where, you know, I could have done better than him. And that's the problem with United. We don't have any sort of consistency. We don't have anything to play for, and they're playing like it. And this game was insane because we spoke before the game and said Everton have got so much to play for. United have got practically nothing to play for. There was still a chance of top 4 because obviously, you know, Arsenal dropped points. But you wouldn't know that when you watch them play. It's a team that, you know, just doesn't really look like they want to do anything. And the maddest thing is, Everton didn't do anything either. Everton had like 3 shots. Well, look, there you go, look. 3 shots on target. And those 7 shots, a lot of them were speculative. They really looked like scoring 1 goal. Their goal was the only time they looked like scoring. And they just sat back, and United are completely toothless at the minute. I can't believe how, you know, if that game had gone on for another hour, I don't think United would have scored. We had half a chance with Ronaldo, and that was about it. It's just ridiculous, isn't it, how United, can't seemingly do anything at the moment.
I don't know how or where it's stemming from, because they're going in training every single week. They're probably putting in fantastic performances in training. Probably.
Yeah.
Because some of those players didn't even warrant to start. I remember Saka shouldn't have been near the side in hindsight. I know I said at the start of the game, I was thinking, it'd be good to see him go one-on-one defensively against Richarlison. That didn't happen. And when he played, he was honestly the worst. I think he was the worst player on the pitch, personally. His ability to deliver balls into the box is just pants. Didn't happen. Defensively, 1v1, he was shocking. He was jogging back when people are running behind where he's supposed to be. I could do this little analysis about every player on the pitch today, because, again, the same old story. Again and again and again. These players just don't look like they want it.
Yeah.
And I'm just sick and tired of Ralph getting all the shite when it's the players. Because what can a 6-month technical director do? What can a technical director do for 6 months? What implant did we want or was expecting of him to put on the players in 6 months? When a holding manager's coming in, the players have gone... This group of players have probably gone through 2 managers now, right? You've got another one coming in.
Some of them 3 or 4.
Some of them are 3 or 4, because this team has been assembled post-Fergie. Moyes has signed some of the players. Mourinho signed some of the players. Van Gaal signed some of the players. Solskjaer signed some of the players. The only one who hasn't is Ralph Rangnick. And what the fuck are we expecting him to do with the team? You're not signed one player. Yeah. So what are we expecting him to do? It's not his fault at all.
Yeah.
It's every single one of those players on the pitch just not being asked and not giving a shite about where United are. Paul Pogba said it when there's nothing, a couple of weeks ago, there's nothing to fight for. He said it, and he showed it on the pitch today.
Yeah.
None of those players' mentality at the minute is, shit, we still have a chance at top 4, because every time Arsenal slip up, for example, who are ahead of us, they lose 3-0 to Palace, we go and lose to the worst team in the league, bar Norwich.
Yeah.
What needs to happen, Joe?
They've
What
just
needs to
given up,
happen?
haven't they? They've given up, and that's why we said there in the season now. Basically, the players have given up, and I'm not saying that. Like I said, you can see sometimes they're sprinting, sometimes they're running about. It's not like they just go, oh, can't be arsed. But that final, push into the box, that final, I'm going to, risk getting hurt to win this header. I'm going to try and go past this man and really sprint, even though the ball looks like it's probably going out for a goal kick. There's none of that anymore. Those final few percent that turn games like this from boring draws to exciting wins, the players don't have it in them. They don't have that mentality and that urge and that fight. And maybe that's something you can put on Rangnick to a certain extent. Could he have got more out of them in terms of intensity and in terms of, making them believe that there's still something to play for this season? Maybe. But generally speaking, if the players are going out there and clearly don't think we're capable of winning anything and don't seem to care about winning the games regardless, then that's the players. And like you said, Rangnick was put in a difficult position where you're basically going, here's this bloke who is going to be here for a bit, but really, if you fail under him, it doesn't matter because he's fucking off as well. Like, he was always put in a position of, of great difficulty. And once we're out of the FA Cup and then out of the Champions League, then, the players don't care. And especially someone like Paul Pogba, it's the perfect example where, let's say we finish top 4. He isn't here for the Champions League next season anyway, because he's leaving. Yeah. So he has literally nothing to play for. Even the rest of the players who, might want to be in the Champions League next season as a Manchester United player, at least they have something. Paul Pogba has nothing to play for. So I know he didn't start today, but I wouldn't start him again. Because there's no reason for him to try hard for Manchester United other than what?
He knows
a bit
he's
of
off.
pride.
He knows
which,
he's off.
Who gives a fuck? All he does by playing hard for Manchester United is risk getting injured and ruining his next season at a different club. So don't play him. Because there's no motivation there. And if I was him, I understand it. I mean, obviously I'm a United fan and I wouldn't want to leave. But he, put all of those factors into a human being. He doesn't want to be here. He's leaving at the end of the season. When someone hands a notice in and you go, well, he's not tried for 3 weeks. But of course not, because they're fucking off. That's what Paul Pogba is. He's handed his notice in and he's cruising. And that's all it is. So don't play him. At least we saw Hannibal on the bench today. Didn't manage to come on. Mata did in the end. And
does that not prove the problem though?
Maybe.
As in right now, because Hannibal's barely got a sniff at the first team. He's young. He's hungry. He's like how Elanga started. Elanga should be starting every single week because of the determination he puts in every game. The fact that he wants to go get players 1v1, take them on, put crosses into the box. When he came on, he must have put about 5 crosses in.
Yeah.
They met nobody.
No.
But his attempt to go 1v1 to take him on and go was more than Rashford in the entire game. More of those under 23s need to be brought straight in to show these lot how to fucking play with a little bit of pride.
And also to show you that you don't just get to play every week because you're
a
here
name.
and you're getting paid money. Some of the players, I feel almost harsh on Wan-Bissaka because, let's face it, he doesn't seem to be first choice anymore. He's not someone that's being picked regularly. But again, is this the first time he's played since City? Even if it's not, it's the first, performance I can think of since City. But it was the exact same thing again. Completely inept going forward and not even particularly good defensively. Out of position for their goal, which led to everyone just panicking and scrambling. I know Matic gave the ball away, so maybe you can give Wan-Bissaka a little bit of leniency there that he wasn't expecting to have to be there because we had possession. But you've got to be faster than that. And you said he's jogging back. And they play the ball across, no one's there to block the shot whatsoever, and then it hits Maguire and all of a sudden it's his fault. But that came from Matic and Wan-Bissaka giving the ball away and not being in position. And, after that, who knows what's going to happen. But, yeah, it's just so bad at the minute, isn't it? And it's just one of those times where you think, you know what, there's almost, not a freedom, but a level of, I can almost watch and it can't hurt me that much. Because there's nothing to fight for. Now top 4's gone. I mean, we said it last week and it had, but Arsenal kept losing. But there's no chance United are going to get top 4 now. Just enjoy it. Just watch every week. If you lose, fucking hell. Next season, here we go. If we win, great, United won. But it's like, all bets are off now. The stakes are done. We're not going to win anything. We're not going to lose anything. We're probably going to finish 7th. So what? It's just, there's almost... That's the best positive spin I can put on this.
I mean, you've tried.
Is the season's over?
Tried.
Fuck it. Let's just hope
There's
something funny happens.
There's your title.
Let's just hope City win the league. Great. What a great position to be in. Let's hope our City rivals win the league instead of our biggest rivals win the league. Great. Would you rather shag your mum or your dad? That's what position we're in. Fuck you now. Go on, Jordan. What else happened?
I can't do it now. After that, what was I supposed to say after that?
I don't know.
Even the performance, not even the comment that you made. Fucking hell. No,
let us know your thoughts.
We just need a huge reset, and we've been saying that so long. It's going to be a massive job for what's looking like Erik ten Hag when he comes in. I mean, I hope he has the balls to just rip the squad in half, and I would genuinely be happy to get rid of half of the squad, replace them with under 23s and players who've been out on loan, who've been impressing, and bring them back because they'll be hungry. They'll have a different type of hunger toward these lot who are just complacent, picking up £100,000 a week, sitting on the bench, or £80,000 a week, and just putting in dire performances. All these lot just seem to be complacent. They know that there's nothing to fight for. They've almost took Pogba's outlook in the sense that the season's dead, there's nothing to fight for, and they believe it. The thing they have to fight for is every game they're on the pitch for. They're playing for Manchester United. The conversation starts from the bottom. What are the three main things that people teach you as when you're young playing football? If you're determined and you show a bit of commitment and a bit of gut, you'll play every week. And there's people who are in the under 18s, under 19s, under 23s who should be playing instead of those lot on the pitch.
Yeah.
Just because they're not a big name, they're not as commercial for the club. The club are happy playing these big names, thinking they're the ones who are going to get us out of this problem. They're the ones who put us in this problem in the first place. Rangnick can only do so much.
Yeah.
So when Erik ten Hag comes in, the job that he's got is more than a mammoth job. He has to look and take, hopefully, Rangnick's advice when he goes up top and say, look, this player isn't right. His mental state isn't where the club needs to be. Get him gone. This player doesn't perform every week. Get him gone.
If I just put my optimistic hat on again, and I'm just going to try and frame something in a way where we can, as United fans, think, you know what, maybe going forward, etc. If Ralph Rangnick had come in, finished third with this team, beat Chelsea to third, looked brilliant, and not been given the full-time job, let's say he did really well but not quite good enough to get the job unanimously, and then Ten Hag came in, you'd have everyone comparing him to what Rangnick did the season before. You'd have everyone saying, should we have done it, shouldn't we have done it? There'd be an edginess and an uncertainty to it. The one good thing about United being this shit is we are all really excited for Ten Hag. So willing to just take the reins and help us out. Like, he could not have more of a backing from everyone. That's one good positive from this, is that at least we know for certain we need help. And like you said, he's got a mammoth job on his hands. If we'd have finished third and Randy could have turned it around but not enough to keep the job, then should we kept Ten Hag in? We're all in on Ten Hag now, or whoever the manager is. Every single Man United fan is going, we need you and we trust you. Please help us out. That's one positive maybe going. If we're looking over the next few years, Ten Hag has got a bit of a leg up in the fact that there is no question of a doubt we need a new manager and we need this fixing. Hopefully he can do that, but at least he's going to get the 100% backing from every single Manchester United fan. We need a good manager and we need it quickly. Abhinav Verma says, looking at this team, there's no commitment from players like Wan-Bissaka. It's so irritating. No desire. I'm just angry. I can't help but rant. It's hopeless players. Duncan says, this is worse than Moyes' season now. Again, I find that hard to agree with just because we were reigning champions when David Moyes came in. You know, we're going to maybe finish 6th or 7th again this season, but we're a team that hasn't won a title of any description in 5 years and hasn't won a Premier League title in 10 or, coming up to 10. So whilst this is underwhelming and disappointing, the expectation isn't we just won the league by 10 points like it was when Moyes came in. But yeah, it's still shocking. Someone says, okay, good afternoon, everyone. Interesting. We need a new manager, but we need new players too. Yeah, that's true. It's not the manager. It's the board. Well, that's a separate conversation.
It's a different conversation entirely, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, and one that doesn't look like it's going to be changed anytime soon. Woodward's legacy being exposed here. What? I don't think he had a legacy, did he? No one was sat here going, "Bravo, Ed Woodward, enjoy your retirement, mate." I don't think he was now his legacy's tarnished. I think it was about as tarnished as it could
legacy?
possibly be. Yeah, people saying 80 to 90% of the squad should go. The thing we also have to do is not get rid of 80 to 90% of the squad, because no team in history has ever done that and been better the season after. We have to have people who are good footballing brains to weed through this bunch of shit and say, he's still got potential, he's a great player having a bad season, he's got injuries that we didn't know about, he's got lacking confidence, this has happened with him off the pitch, and work out which of these players are rebuildable. Because like I said before, the players who over the last couple of seasons looked good enough for Manchester United. Harry Maguire last season looked good enough for Man United. Luke Shaw, absolutely. Rashford, definitely looked good enough for Manchester United. Even Bruno Fernandes, who is having a decent season, we know he's better than this. So you can't just get rid of everyone, because part of the manager's job is getting the best out of players. And hopefully, when he comes in, Ten Hag, assuming it is him, he can do that. And that's going to be a huge part of his job, is not getting rid of everyone and still improving them. That's the bit we can look forward to. But, I think that we'll call it a day there. You look at the Premier League table there. What it doesn't show is the fact that United have played, I think, 3 more games than some of these teams, or 2 more games than some of these teams. And we're still 4 points behind them, and Arsenal got 2 games in hand on us. So we're not catching them. We've played a game more than Tottenham, and they've got 3 points better off than us. We aren't getting top 4.
We're getting Conference League, mate. That's what it is. Get used to the Conference League.
One good thing about the Conference League might be you genuinely can rotate for that, and we genuinely can give some players some breaks. The thing with the Europa League is it's a shit tournament that doesn't give you much kudos when you win it, but you still play good teams. You still play Villarreals and Romas and AC Milans. At least in the Conference League, we genuinely can have a second team that plays in it, where you do give youngsters, maybe give Charlie McNeil a debut, maybe bring Hannibal through, get James Garner on the pitch. That's one good thing about the Conference League. The Europa League's actually quite hard. Do you know what I mean? As we've proven by losing in the final. Right, that's going to be all from us. We'll be back next week, of course, with the podcast, with all of that good stuff. And, basically dissecting what is going wrong at Manchester United. And is there any hope as Manchester United fans? Thank you, Jordan, for coming down. And I wouldn't say enjoying the game, but certainly sitting through it. So well done for that. Thank you to everyone at home for watching. Hit like and subscribe if you haven't already. And we'll see you in a bit.